Alright, we're back for round 2, and we lost the die roll, but our hand is not terrible. We actually don't mind mana heavy hands with this deck. They allow us to fight off Wasteland, fight through soft counters like Spell Pierce and Daze. So I'm just basically figuring out if this hand's worth keeping, just because the other 3 spells are not phenomenal. I think I'm going to keep it, and like basically this hand is okay against both combo and fair decks, since we do have the lightning bolt. Well, we have to counter Chalice of the Void on 1, since our deck is primarily 1-drop spells, which kind of sucks. Ancient Tomb and a Chalice of the Void is pretty bad for us. Alright, well, it looks like he's playing Tezzerator, so we are basically locked out of this game. We got a couple cards we can draw to start interacting, I guess. Turn 1, Chalice for 1, and Force Will back up is pretty gross. Wasn't even the Tezzeret I expected it to be. It was the Seeker instead of Agent of Bolus. Well, can't cast a spell. Not really sure what to do. I guess we could draw Dak Fade in. I mean, there's no real awesomeness to stealing Chalice, but alright, Chalice on 2. That's fine. Can't do anything about that. Alright. Well, if we're going to draw a good one, that was a great start. We can't... Man, this might be bad. If he plays Agent of Bolus, he can just attack Dak. But I think we want to start looting away some of these 1-drop spells and try to hit like Force of Will and some other stuff. If he goes Force Pitch blue card here... I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I can't censor this. Edmodo didn't censor it. Taking control of the artifacts doesn't actually do anything. We're gonna pitch Bolt, Probe. I guess Bolt and a land at this point, because we may actually end up drawing a couple more Force Wills at some point. If he plays Agent of Bolus here and then kills Dak, that's really bad for us. Jace is also really bad for us, but we could maybe draw our own Jace. Yeah, gaining control of target artifact, not a big deal. Although, what's kind of cool is that if we ultimate Dak Faden, we get to play a bolt targeting Jason even if it gets countered. I guess that was one reason to keep a thing. Alright, well, let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to pitch, I guess, both probes. And I'm going to go ahead and try to resolve this dig through time. There's a chance he might have Wasteland, and we already have a Mountain, so I think... Well, I guess all of our 1 mana, or all of our red spells are locked out since he has Chalice on 1 and 2. So... Alright, well, we're still going to get Underground Sea. I guess we could have gotten Tropical Island, but I guess our Death Rights are also locked out. Alright, so we'll take Force of Will and I guess just another blue card. Sure. Alright, well now at least if he goes for Tezzeret, Agent of Bolus, we can Force a Will it, and even if he fights through that, we have Murderous Cut to kill the artifact that he turns into a 5/5. Can also steal his Seat of the Synod. Ensnaring Bridge. Well, I don't think we're going to beat him that away by attacking. So now I guess we just look for Bolt. Tasigur is not terrible. We can actually still bridge and then start attacking. So we'll pitch 2 of these 1 mana blue cards. Alright. Now I can just bounce Tasigur, which means, actually, yeah, we probably shouldn't even have bothered casting him. But I guess if he's ticking down, that's not so bad for us. Means he can't ultimate super quickly. Okay. Well, he's just emptying his hand. He knows this thing's going to get countered, but he wants to keep his hand small for his ensnaring bridge. Alright, well, we're going to keep targeting ourselves. We don't, even though we can ultimate deck, we can wait till next turn. So I guess we pitch counterspell, land, crack fetch, and we'll just use all of our mana here to cast Tasigur. This is a sweet game. Thought it wasn't going to be so fun. Now he knows that we can just steal Ensnaring Bridge, so he's actually, depending on what's in his hand, he's kind of forced to bounce Tasigur. Alright, well, he's looking at his. So we can ultimate deck. We get the emblem that whenever we play a spell that targets 1 or more permanents, we gain control of that permanent. And then we play Bolt targeting Jace, and then we steal his Jace. Oh no, that's not how that works. Man. It stinks. Huh. Alright, well, next turn I guess we can steal his Ensnaring Bridge. Man, I wish that's. Yeah, it's kind of weird. We don't actually target the Jace with the Bolt. Just so used to playing in real life Legacy and just, yeah, I'll bolt your Jace or whatever. Alright, well, let's mill 2. It gave us dig through time? Why wouldn't he just give us a card we can't cast? Doesn't make much sense. Alright, well, we got all these 1-drops that we don't want. This Bolt actually can steal a creature, so we want to keep that. We just pitch a Ponder. So next turn we can steal Ensnaring Bridge and attack his Jace for 4. Can also fetch, dig, look for something like. I probably should have main phased it, to be honest. Alright, well, we're gonna fight over this. Even though I would assume that he would only cast that if he had like he was just gonna tick up and try to kill us with this. He wasn't gonna turn anything into a creature, I don't think. Alright, well, he keeps targeting himself with his Jace. He's just digging for stuff. It was really weird that he gave me a dig through time, not gonna lie. But we had another one anyway off the draw, so that's not a big deal. Alright, well, we're going to leave the Force Will in the graveyard. And then with the ability on the stack, or sorry, with the spell on the stack, we're going to activate. Okay, well, I was trying to activate Tasker with the ability on the stack. Well, none of these cards are castable, so we'll just take a land since we still have a volcanic island left, I think. We might have exiled it though. Tropical's gone. Yeah, we still have one land left, so we'll take that and the brainstorm. And activate this. We're gonna time out. Alright, so he's probably just gonna give us counterspell since we can't cast it. But he gave us Dig Through Time a second ago, so you never know. Alright, there we go. Alright, Get the last volcanic. Our hand is, I guess it's not horrible, but it's serviceable. Like, I kind of want to wait one more turn. Oh no, here's the problem. So, we can't let Jace ultimate. He's probably just gonna tick up again. Alright, we're gonna tick up one more time. We want to try to keep our deck fading in play. We probably shouldn't have ultimated earlier, since I thought I was gonna be able to steal his Jace. I just had a little misstep there. Alright, we'll go ahead and cast Dig. We'll leave the Force and then activate Tasker's ability with this on the stack. Hopefully be able to this is what I tried to do last turn. But we're going to try to get the Force back with Tasker's ability. Hopefully hit 2 lands. Well, we hit 2 Young Pyromancers, so gonna get one of those, I guess. Alright, well we hit our own Jace, which is great. And a True Name. 2 things we can cast. Alright. We'll just discard Young Pyromancer since we can't use it. And we don't have a Force though. I feel like maybe I think we've gone through a couple. Trinisphere's gross. Actually no, that doesn't do anything. We don't mind spending 1,000,000 mana for all of our spells. Yeah, I've only gotten 1 Force this game, and I've probably seen 100 cards or something. Alright, well, we're gonna steal. Yeah, so he's brainstorming. Just kind of weird for him to do that now. Kind of weird for him to do that now. Alright, we're gonna steal Bridge and then likely keep up 1,000,000 mana every turn to, or sorry, try to keep as many cards in our hand to let our Tasker attack every turn. I mean, we have a bunch of dead ones, so it's not that difficult, I don't think. We're going to lead here with True Name over Jace to bait the counterspell, but he didn't have it, so we'll Jace now. Try to find Force. Alright, we found Force, so let's put back some do-nothings. It's been a sweet game. This game's actually shown off the power of Dig Through Time over time, I think. Just being able to find your 1-ofs eventually. You know, we drew the deck Faden, which was kind of awesome. Just being able to cycle away all these dead cards. Yeah, even though Thirst could draw him into, it's kind of like Brainstorm where it can draw him into a bunch of relevant spells. I think it's better to try to counter his actual threats. Well, there's Sword of the Meek in the graveyard. Okay, well, let's try the next game. So we want this other Jace for sure. Click's probably great. We basically want to just increase our overall casting cost. I think most of his artifacts are static. Oh no, he has Thopter Foundry. Yeah, we'll bring that in. Bring Needle in. Cages, whatever. Power Blast is probably fine. Therapy is probably okay. Flusterstorm's bad. GTA might be okay. And what do we want to cut? Well, for starters, we want to generally higher casting costs in our deck to make sure that Chalice of the Void on 1 is not too terribly backbreaking. We could potentially cut Cabal Therapy. I think that's okay to do. It's powerful in that we get to go probe into Therapy sometimes on turn 1 and take one of his more important spells. But I don't want such a high density of one-drop spells. Lightning Bolt's similarly bad. You can potentially kill Jace if he just brainstorms immediately, but I guess we don't really need GTA. We'll just trim on that. The Fire Ice is whatever. Can't fuse it, unfortunately. It is no turn and burn. That would be sweet if we could fuse it to deal 2 to something and draw a card and tap something. But that was before fuse. Alright, game 2. No Chalice protection, unfortunately, so Chalice on 1 is going to beat us, more than likely, but I can't mulligan this hand, especially when he mulliganed. There it is. Talisman of Dominance. Alright. Thank God. Alright, well, we drew Force, so that's awesome. We are just going to hold up for Power Blast in case he turn 2 Planeswalkers. Or we can play Force of Will on something and then play Power Blast to counter his Force of Will. That was a really good draw there, Force of Will, for us. Alright, City of Traders, not exactly as demoralizing. Yeah, I mean, that's really good for us, actually. We don't care all that much about Ensnaring Bridge. Alright, we'll get I almost did it again. We'll get Volcanic Island, play Pyromancer, play Probe, see what's up. Alright, so he's got Plague, Abyss, Tez. Alright, well, not going to use our Force Will on his Agent Abolus, that's for sure. Plague on Human is something that I'd much rather counter so we can keep our Pyromancer alive. We'll get, since we have the Delta, we're going to get rid of the Ponder over the Brainstorm. If we didn't have a fetch land, there's an argument to be made the other way. Alright, well, we're in pretty good shape now. We have a lot of pressure on him. It's not entirely clear as to, you know, how the next few turns are going to play out. He may just do nothing. He may, you know, go crazy with a bunch of stuff here. So, I guess Cut could potentially, you know, kill one of his creatures if he uses Tezzeret in that regard. We're going to get rid of Tassiger. We don't actually need him. I'd much rather keep all these other spells. We're going to Trop, Pyromancer, Probe. Probably should have just got another Volcanic Island. When in doubt, go get Volcanic Island. That's the new motto. Leyline of the Void. That's not one I care about. Alright, well. Now, if he plays, or if he gets a land that taps for blue or black, or a Mana Source taps for blue or black, he can cast Tezzeret, but we can just Power Blast and then Murderous Cut whatever he targets. Mostly, he's just not going to be able to do anything this game because he has Leyline of the Void stuck in hand, or he has a bunch of colored spells stuck in hand mostly, so this Ensnaring Bridge is not actually going to do anything. There are a lot of games that the Tezzeret deck plays where it can't actually empty its hand, especially after sideboard. As you can see, he had so many just, you know, expensive clunky cards. Yep. Well, he's at 4 plus 5 is 9. He's at 4. We can, even though our Pyroblast isn't going to get countered, or isn't going to counter anything, yeah, I mean, he's just dead. He's stuck with too many cards in hand, and the Elementals and even the Young Pyromancer is going to be able to attack. So, weird game there. That game 2 against Tezzeret, or Tezzerator, whatever you want to call it. But that's round 2 with Grixis Control by Paul Lynch. We'll be back for round 3 in just a minute.